What's up, y'all? It's Tyler
and Ahdeem,
and we are back. Back.
That was different.
Had to give y'all something a little different.
The remix.
Okay.
Wait, can you believe that Beyonce actually knows him? That's what's wild. The gag is that we were wrong. He knows Beyonce the whole time.
He knows Beyonce. Yeah. Beyonce, she comes and checks up on me.
Yeah, I have her phone number. We talk every now and then.
I can't believe he knew her.
Shout out to the DC legend.
Yeah. So I'm sure y'all are wondering where the fuck we've been. We moved from Philly to LA, LA back to Philly, went to Mexico for 7 days, came back to Philly, moved back to LA for good.
It makes me think of been around the world and now,
So I basically just wanted to explain my philosophy, which is that I think that God or the universe, whatever you believe in, makes you uncomfortable when it's your time to grow and get out of the space that you're in. Growing up as a child, and as a young adult, I thought that the job security, getting a good job meant everything, right? So I had secured a job at the University of Pennsylvania. I hit that 60K mark, and I was living comfortably. I mean, we afforded to live in a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, and when you grow up kind of poor, you always want to know stability, right? I mean, anyone, not even poor people, but anyone, of course.
You just want that comfort.
Right. So growing up, that's what I wanted. I wanted that stability, and I had thought that I had finally had that stability. But unfortunately, everything that came along with that job, that office, that title, that salary was nonsense. I was miserable. I had horrible management and staff. My grandmother was diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer. I disclosed that to my manager at the time, and she told me, well, we need to have you here. And I didn't ask for anything, but she said it as if my job should take precedent over my sick grandmother. Those are the types of situations that I had encountered working in that job. Right. So I was absolutely miserable. And one day, everything had kind of come to a head. I had been in clinic with patients all day, and I had a little situation where my manager was displeased with me because she claimed that I had missed a meeting, but I'm like, I'm in clinic with patients. What would you like me to do? And kind of that was the straw that broke the camel's back, basically. When I called Ahdeem and my mother, who were like, those are my two, my confidants, my dogs, they are the people I lean on, and the people that I get good advice from. So I called him in a frenzy, basically just being like, I'm ready to quit, I'm ready to walk off the job right now, I'm ready to leave and never come back. I was absolutely miserable. I have never had that experience in my life where I've ever hated a job that badly. And coincidentally, the next day, I got a phone call from a hospital out here, the number 7 hospital in the nation. I got a phone call from them, and they offered me a job at a salary that I was very comfortable with and very excited about, with the title and the responsibilities that I was looking forward to. They were also promising me a lot of opportunity to continue growth, which I'm always looking for. So it just kind of felt right. I mean, I had no success finding another job in Philadelphia. I have already worked at the big hospitals there, and I just couldn't get another position anywhere else. I mean, the salary wasn't right, or the position wasn't right, or the overall the group wasn't right. Something wasn't right. It was never right. But this job in LA, these people, it was right. And I had always wanted to move to LA anyway, and I actually fell in love with it and made LA a for sure, this is where I need to move. I did that last year when I came out and I saw Malibu, I saw Pasadena, I saw WeHo, I saw NoHo. I mean, everything was just beautiful to me. And I just fell in love. And I knew that I needed to be here, and I just thought that the stars had kind of aligned for me and decided to take the jump. And fortunately, I have a partner who was willing to make that leap of faith with me and to move to 3,000 miles across the country to be in a new city, in a new place where we don't know anyone or anything. So, I mean, even the grocery store is different, but that's another conversation.
That's a whole nother video. Used to life here.
But it's just fascinating. I mean, that, you know, you grow up thinking there's a specific salary that I need, or a job title, or whatever. There's something that I can get, and once I get it, I'll be happy and I'll be stable. And then you get it, and you find out that unfortunately it came with a lot of bullshit, and I wasn't happy. So I'm happy that I walked away and that I took this job in Los Angeles and I moved here. We've only been here a couple months, and honestly, like, my life is so much better. I can go to work and I can breathe. You know, I don't spend my days being miserable because of a job. No one should ever have to do that. I know that there are certain circumstances and times when you got to do what you got to do, because we've all had to do that. I've had to do that. But I'm in a place now with my experience, my education, and those kinds of things that, and I've been in my industry long enough now where I can kind of argue for things to be on my terms a little bit. And fortunately, I got everything that I was looking for. So I just truly think that, you know, but I would have never have made this move to LA if I wasn't hating my job. And that job was affecting my life. I mean, I was coming home, I was depressed, I just wanted to eat, I didn't want to work out, I didn't want to do anything. I was just depressed. And if I wasn't so miserable at that job, I would have never started to apply out. I would have never applied to a job in LA, you know? So if I was comfortable and things were easy, I would have continued to make excuses, because up until then, that's what I did. I said, oh, well, I'm starting graduate school. Now's not a good time to move. Oh, maybe I want to save up some more money. Now's not a good time to move. I kept making excuses. But eventually, the universe didn't allow me to make any more excuses. Mm-hmm. There was no more time for any more excuses. So I was miserable. And you have two choices. You can either stay and be miserable or do something about it and get the fuck out of Dodge. And that's exactly what I did.
We got the fuck out of Dodge.
Absolutely. And I would do it all over again in a heartbeat. So, but interestingly enough, Ahdeem has a very interesting story as well about why he decided to come to LA. And baby.
Oh yeah, so I was actually unemployed from I want to say March, like the middle of March, you know, when like they started laying everyone off because of the global pandemic. And the company that I was with, they hadn't, and still haven't actually, reached out to any of the employees that they let go during that time. So I was like, well, then I just need to keep looking for something. I started looking for something, I want to say June, and I hadn't heard anything. Got a couple of interviews, phone interviews, Zoom interviews, one in-person interview that I thought was going to go somewhere, didn't do anything. So I, you know, was just like, I was kind of at my wits' end with it, and I was still looking. I hadn't really thought of going anywhere outside of Philadelphia. I was like, this is my home, I'm going to keep doing this. But then this guy, when we went up to go visit his friends in New Jersey, he actually got a call, you know, that he'll be getting a job in Los Angeles. And I was like, oh, guess I need to find, you know, time to go. So I had to, you know, look for jobs out there, and I applied for one job because I wasn't really serious. I was like, there's no way I'm going to get a job, you know, that fast, and especially out there, like I don't have the qualifications. Wrong. I applied to a job that was much more my senior and got it. And actually, I had no idea that I was going to get the job, but they called me when we were boarding to come here.
Literally.
Got the job. We're literally boarding the plane. They called our seats, and got the job.
Right.
We were screaming in the airport too.
I know.
We should not do. But yeah.
So for us, the moral of this story, the takeaway, the piece that we think that we want you all to kind of walk away with is just know that, you know, there's a plan and there's a rhyme and there's a reason for everything. And if you feel like you're uncomfortable and stuff is not right and your gut is telling you to it's time to make a change, do something, trust yourself, trust your gut. You know yourself very well.
Yeah.
So take that leap of faith, you know, and I know that it's not always easy. I know that it may seem complicated, but baby, when you put your mind to it, you really can do anything. We packed up a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom. We have our apartment listed to be sublet. We moved and downgraded into a 1-bedroom, just managing having an apartment on 2 coasts. I mean, there is nothing that you cannot do. So that's just the takeaway. The universe will make you uncomfortable when it's your time to move. And baby, trust it. Go with your gut, okay? So we love y'all. We thank you so much for following us. Make sure that you keep up with us on our new social media account. We're on Instagram together at Tyler&Ahdeem on Instagram, just like our Gmail account. So please reach out to us if you have any questions, comments, concerns, any updates, any recommendations. Tyler&Ahdeem@gmail.com. Of course, we'll leave our individual social medias below. We thank y'all. We love you. And we'll see you again soon.